slightly smaller. Hey, how's it going everyone? This is DCSU81 and today I'm going to take a look into this long anticipated the Marvel Legends series Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine with Dogpool. The reason why I say it's long anticipated because I really wanted this, as I guess you guys will have known why. Yes, it's due to all these accessories that is given. Oh my goodness, this guy is something like a maximum Deadpool. He's having so many things, and most important of all, he does comes with Dogpool, another member to my Deadpool family. But there's something worrying about what I'm seeing here is that you can see the Wolverine claw is banded. And the most important accessory that I wanted is not even shown in these windows here. And speaking of the devil at the side, we can see the Dogpool. Of course, this is from the movie, not the figure itself. And the other side, we have another smaller pictures of Dogpool. Nothing much at the top except the Deadpool logo being scratched by Wolverine. Pretty cool. And right beneath is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. At the back is very special. We have Deadpool with Dogpool together, and once again this is from the movie, not the figure, as well as the wave which I am waiting for. Yes, I actually pre-ordered the entire wave. I just couldn't help myself because there's just so many I wanted, and you can see all of them. This looks pretty good. Wow. So let's break him out. Now before I show you the figure, I'd like to show you this, something like backdrops from the box. Yeah, it actually looks pretty cute. I think it's not the same as the previous one because this time around it does have Dogpool, Wolf, so stinky. Yeah, that's very funny. I remember it has this one on the previous one, but they added the Dogpool, and I'm not sure if they have Headpool as well. Best Bubs. This is very fun indeed. Now this is the Deadpool right out of the box, looking pretty good. Let's check out the details. Wow, this is just nice. I believe it's the same as the one that was released previously, and this piece here is a separate piece. As you can see, you can move it so that it doesn't hinder any of the articulation. Here is the katana shades, and then we have the, wow, this is very nice. The belt now is in gold color, and the pouches looking quite premium. I don't remember this part being gold previously. And we do have the Wolverine claws that he tied to his arm. I believe this entire piece should be able to be removed because we do have other hands for holding the guns and things like that. So I think this entire piece can be removed. Yeah, and this is the reason why I don't buy Wolverine from Marvel Legends last time, because they do have this problem whereby the claw just appear. Yeah, just like this one. This part looks pretty good, but not this one. Yeah, it's kind of bummer there. And he just comes with lots of things. Yeah, gun holster without the guns and the knife. Okay, I believe we have all these accessory coming together. If we can put it on. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Yeah, the suit does have the details as well. If you zoom close enough, it's not just a smooth plastic. Let's take a look at his head. And unfortunately, this is the only head that is coming together, and it's a pretty normal head. It should have something like a more dramatic expression, but oh well, I guess this should be fine then. And next we'll check out the articulation. I'll start with the head, so you can look to the right, looks to the left, looking up. Yep, pretty good. Looking down is also good. And the neck is a separate piece, but it's rather stiff. Yeah, you can even tilt the head if you want to. Yeah, very flexible there. And for his arm, can go 360, no issue. Going up sideways, slightly more than 90 degrees, and arm swivels. A double joint elbow, yes, pretty good there. And you can move his hand around. Not for this one because this entire piece is tied together, but you should be able to move the hands going up and down as well. So there's two-part articulations, one right beneath the torso that you can see there. Let's see how well you can bend forward, just a tiny bit. Bending backwards, yeah, it's slightly better. Yeah, but you are actually bending the katana sheet as well, so don't keep it on this position for a long time, otherwise the katana sheet will be you know, appearing something like this. Yeah, you don't want that. Okay, and for the waist, you can actually turn it around as well. The belt is a separate piece, so it doesn't hinder any of the articulations. There's no pull down mechanism for the legs, but there are swivels that is very well hidden with this belt for his gun holster. Okay, and a double joint knee, okay, which is pretty good. And he does have an ankle rocker going up and down. There's no toe hinges, and let's see how well he can kick forwards, about 90 degrees, slightly less if you let go. And then kicking backwards is also just a tiny bit like he's walking. And for the split, let's try that. Yeah, it's about a perfect split. Oh, sorry, not about, it's quite far from a perfect split, but I think it's good enough. Yeah, so the articulation is pretty decent for a Marvel Legends. And next, let's move on to the accessory. I'll start with the hand. So it just comes with a pair of closed fist hand that is attached together with this Wolverine claw. Another pair of closed fist hands with a holes in it to hold on to his katana. A pair of gun trigger hands. Lastly, another pair of Spider-Man web shooting hands. As for his weapon, he comes with these golden Desert Eagles from the knife pool. A knife which is pretty solid this time, it's not flimsy. Two katana, and it's being very well made. Oh, this time around it's also kind of hard, it's not as flimsy as the previous one. Two Wolverine bones covered with adamantiums. And a Wolverine skull with a spine. You can actually move his head here, and can you move the jaw? Not really. This is a pretty nice touch. This is the accessory which I was talking about earlier. That is something that I wanted most, but it's not shown. Yeah, the Hawk hands. Yeah, this is pretty neat. Wow. And lastly, of course, he does comes with this Dogpool, which is basically a statue. There's no movable parts here, but I found that the legs are pretty soft. Yeah, you can see that. I believe he can stand with no problem. Yep. Yeah, let's take a closer look. Yeah, this looks much cuter than the movie. It even has some texture on his clothing, which is pretty neat. Yeah, this is kind of details in a way. Yeah, so these are all the accessories that this Deadpool comes with. And next we'll try to put on some of the accessories onto the figure. Actually, they have already put on this one. This is actually also part of the accessories. I would like to figure out how to remove it in order to try out the hands. Let's see. Okay, so as you can see, these are separate piece. Actually, this things is also coming out together. Okay, so at least I can take it back again. Let's try with the gun trigger hands. I would like to put on the gold Desert Eagle. Yeah, so this is how it looks like with the golden Desert Eagles from Nice Pool. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. And he looks even more badass with two of them. And as you might have guessed it, you can put the Desert Eagles onto the gun holster. The gun trigger hand can also be used to hold on to the Wolverine bones. And also these Wolverine heads as well. This is pretty cool. And you can switch to the closed fist hand with a hole to hold on to his katana as well as his small knife. As you might have guessed it, the small knife can be put into this knife holder on his foot. And both of the katana can be put into the katana sheath on his back as well. And for the Hawk hand, you can just swap it through into these closed fist hands, and voila. Wow, he just looks pretty cool with the Hawk hand. This is just so fun. And lastly, you can put on this web shooting hands on him. I take it that this is also part of the accessory when he's mimicking Spider-Man shooting webbings.
Stop it.
Wow, this is the first time I actually try out all the accessory onto a figure. This is so much fun. Do click on the likes button if you enjoyed the review. I hope you don't mind the claw. Now for the size comparison, let's start off with some Marvel Legends. I do have the Deadpool and Wolverine, which means that all these are from the same movie. Apparently, I do notice that this new Deadpool seems to be slightly shorter as compared to this one here. Interesting. Next, we'll move on to SH Figuarts. I do have the Deadpool as well as Wolverine from the same movie. Yes, so they are a bit shorter as compared to these Marvel Legends. Next, we'll move on to some bootlegs. I do have this Mayfax right over here, which looks very good, but it is not the original. And also this amazing Yamaguchi Deadpool, which is also not the original, unfortunately. And the last Deadpool that I have in my collection is this Figma Deadpool. Okay, so this is, as I have expected, slightly smaller as compared to Marvel Legends. Okay, since I have both of them on hands right now, I'd like to do some comparison. This is the very first release of Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine, and this is the latest one. Just now I did see that there are some slight differences in terms of the height. But now that I look at it, it seems like the same. But when it looks from the front, it seems that the older one seems to be slightly taller. But now that I look at it, I think it's the same. Even the moles actually looks very much the same. The paint itself is pretty much the same. Even the gold belt that I mentioned earlier is also having the gold buckle here. Yeah, so everything remains the same if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I don't think it's of any difference because they are both from the same movie. So yeah, it's exactly the same. I thought this was made taller than this. Okay, so for my final verdicts in terms of the overall look, I think it looks decent enough. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Nothing is quite detailed. The attention to detail is right over there. The paint is all good, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5. In terms of the articulations, it's a pretty decent articulations for Marvel Legends, almost the same, nothing special, so another 4 out of 5. But when it comes to the accessory, I just can't ignore the fact that they do give us a lot of things to play with, so it's a perfect 5 out of 5. In terms of the scale, yeah, pretty standard scale for Marvel Legends, so another 4 out of 5. And for the pricing, if I'm not mistaken, this is slightly higher because of all the accessories, so I'll give it a 3 out of 5. So the total average score for this Deadpool will be 4 out of 5, which according to my chart right over here, I am recommending it, especially if you're a big fan of the movie. This Deadpool is a must and it's so fun to play with. There are so many accessories that you can interchange with. So even if you already have the previous Deadpool like I do recommend you to get this one just for the accessory purposes. And believe me, you won't regret it. So once again, I do hope that you enjoy this review and I'll catch you guys again in my next video. Now you'll watch this video before this green fish lands on your face. Oh, say hello, Wooey.